Hello and welcome to the Nova Show, Real Estate Records. I'm Danna Castro, your host for today's episode, and today joining me, I have Carolyn Hardman. Carolyn is a Utah real estate professional with more than a decade of experience and over 100 closed transactions across the Wasatch Front. She originally started in real estate as an investor, buying and flipping homes, which gave her a deep understanding of negotiation, construction, and market strategy long before she became an agent. Known for her practical approach and strong client relationships, Carolyn brings both business experience and real-world perspective to every transaction. Today, we're talking about her journey and what she is seeing in today's market. So let's dive right in. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yay! I'm glad I'm here. Thank you.
Of course.
This is great.
For our listeners, could you introduce a bit about who you are?
Yeah. Okay. Well, that was a good intro. I appreciate that. I
thank you so much.
definitely am a hardworking real estate agent. I'm a mom of 4 boys, and I love to learn and grow, and I love business and growth that way. So I actually love finance for women. I started a women's finance group in 2009, and I run that. That's a passion that I have. And then I am a full-time real estate agent. I am currently the lead agent in my brokerage in my office, have been for the last 7 years. And I just love helping people. I just love doing what we do, real estate sales.
Yeah, that's amazing. What kind of got you into investing?
Well, that's funny. You had in the intro said, hey, she started as kind of a flipper and an investor.
Yeah.
So I started Fiscally Fit Chicks, my women's money group in 2009. We were just getting out of this mortgage crisis, bad timing.
Yep. The 2008.
And I was a young mom, and I was not working out of the home, and I was couponing, and me and my friend would go talk about how we could save money. And they had all these shows starting on like TLC or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, I want to maybe try some of these house flipping things. And so we started picking up some houses, and my friend and I would discuss, me and my husband started picking up a house here and there. The first house we ever bought was $63,000.
Wow.
We bought an old junky house. And anyway, we started just kind of trying to fix those up ourselves. And then my friend and I would go running and talking. We thought, okay, we better let's encourage ourselves, set some goals, and see if we maybe meet with more women that are in this position where we don't really have any money, if we could set some goals. So we set some goals to do that. And in one of my Fiscally Fit Chicks groups, we always set 3 goals at the end every time. And one of the goals that I set was, hey, I'm going to look into what real estate licensing looks like.
Yeah.
And so I would return and report the next month when we met. And we just went from there, and I ended up going ahead and taking my tests so that I could do some of these little flips and be an agent. I also have my staging company that I use was in that group. The woman that was
really?
in that group, she has developed an amazing staging company now that stages across the valley, does an amazing job, Stage 7 design. And she started that because she was in our little women's group, and we challenged her to do those things because she's a designer. So anyway,
that's so cool.
That's why I started. And after that, I now do a lot less
Flipping.
Yeah.
Okay.
I really enjoy working with other clients.
Yeah.
So I do a lot less of the flips.
How many homes do you feel like you have flipped from the start of your career to now?
Yeah. So like I said, I did a lot more before I actually became the agent. So I have a little binder, the befores and afters. And I've only done 11 flips.
11 flips.
Just the 11 that we had from there. But you know what? It was a great beginning. And I mean, I'm happy to pick up one here or there. We just barely sold one that I ended up holding. I ended up buying and holding a little bit more than flipping.
Did you?
So I have a lot more investments that way. Rental properties and things like that.
Yeah. What is something that you kind of learned by flipping? Because you said that you did the work all by yourself. It was you and your husband.
It was funny because he works full time. We own a car dealership, so he works full time as a business owner, and then I was there with my little kids ripping out tile and trying to paint. It was really tricky and difficult, but it was also just a really fun experience and something that that brought me, I don't know, a feeling of value, something that I felt like, you know what, I can do something a little bit more. So I guess what did I learn? I think just being hands-on as any agent, and anyone probably listening to this would know, when you're actually diving into the contracts and diving into finding the homes and doing the things, that makes all the difference. And so what I've learned is how great it is to actually be in the thick of it, to actually be doing the work. So that was really great. Location is the hugest thing that I think I have learned with my flips. Yes.
Yeah. What is the best location that you found for like a flip from your 11 flips?
Well, I think that's going to make a big difference on what city you're in and what you're doing, right? And where you're pricing things. My best locations have been in my buying the ugliest house in the best neighborhoods. So on the East Bench, Pleasant Grove area, I had some really good flips there. I live in Utah County, and so Highland Alpine area, I was able to get a couple that were pretty awesome, because if you can just add some value into those high-end areas, that's been really good. That first one that I got, that $63,000 one, was by some train tracks.
Really?
And it was an old junky house, but it was $63,000. And at that time, we were able to, make a lot of money, even though the location on that wasn't great. We got it at the right price. You always make your money on the buy. You don't make your money on the sale. So when you're purchasing the property for the right price, that's when you're making the money, not when you sell it on the end. So.
Yeah. No, I totally get that. With your flips, I know that you were talking about bringing in your kiddos.
Yeah.
How many kiddos? You said you had 4.
4 boys. Yep.
Yeah. How old are they?
So my oldest, they range now from 24 to 14. So we've got a 10-year span of those. So now I've got adults. It's so different. I have like a picture of my youngest on his first birthday, just sitting outside of one of my flips, just that we're, moving garbage around or something. I thought, oh, what a good first birthday for that cute little boy. But yeah, that has adjusted.
They
so 24
enjoy
to
it?
14. They were fine.
Yeah.
They were fine. It worked out okay.
That's so fun. Do they ever think of doing real estate with you?
Right now they haven't.
Even though,
Yeah. I mean, I do have, so now I have a 24, 21, and 18. So I have some adult boys.
Yeah.
But they definitely have some other thoughts on careers and things like that. I think it's been a big adjustment. They've seen a huge adjustment. I have loved being a equal earner in my home. Mm-hmm. That has been a joy for me. Yeah. And so their lives did flip a little bit when we had some dual incomes coming in. I think they've liked it. I think they've also hated it sometimes. As we know, real estate is work, and it takes a lot of attention and a lot of time, and it ebbs and flows. And so sometimes that does take.
And the hardest part I feel about real estate is that sometimes it's even more like evenings, weekends. Yeah. Like even though they're off of school, it is evenings and weekends. How do you kind of balance that?
Yeah. Well, that's where I think there's always a trickiness to it.
Yeah.
And I feel like as I've gotten further in my career, I'm so much more confident at being able to set my time and say, hey, I'm not going to be able to show you at this time, but luckily I do have a couple agents that I work with, some team members that can help you in that realm. They call it a Pop-Tart agent, right? A Pop-Tart agent is a person that's willing, like, hey, come show me the house now. I need to go see this now. I'm like, okay, yeah, Pop-Tart agent. I'll do whatever you want.
Heard of that.
I'll just
That's
pop
so
up
fun.
and do it. And I am so glad that I've gotten a little bit further in the career where I'm like, what? I think people are respectful enough to say, hey, I'm not able to do that now, but I have this time and this time available. If you need to go right now, let me check with some other agents that I have networked with. Our business is a really lonely business if we choose to let it be. And so having a good network and other support with other agents, I think is a really good thing. If any new agents are out there listening, I would say try to really have some relationships with some other agents that you trust that can help you, because you need to go on vacation once in a while.
Oh, yeah. I actually was talking about this with another agent earlier today, that I feel like sometimes even as a newer agent, like joining a team would be like the way to go, just because as much as you might have studied or you might look up or somebody might help you, it's always so nice to be like, hey, you know what? I don't know how to do this. I've never seen this before. And go to your team.
Oh, gosh. So I'm the lead mentor in my brokerage.
Yeah.
So I mentor all the new agents. I do all the trainings for the new agents in my office. And I'm just so grateful that those agents are willing to be in the mentor program. There's so much you don't know when you get your real estate license. And so I love that you said that, because honestly, it's huge. It makes the biggest difference. You've got to have someone that you trust and that you know to help you through these things, especially when you're a new agent.
Oh, yeah.
So absolutely a team, if that's the case, or at least a strong mentor. I did get a real estate coach when I was when I was a young agent. I had a real estate coach for a while. Really enjoyed having a coaching experience. It's hard when you're a younger agent because it's quite expensive to go through real estate coaching, but it really was a great benefit to me.
How do you feel like that has helped you in your business? I know that you were talking about how it really helped you get started, but like, can you go deeper into that?
Oh, yeah. Specifics is it taught me some systems that I wouldn't have known. So number one, that coach made me get an assistant. And I was
a new
like,
agent?
well, I was a few years in, so I was making some money. And he said, you're going to want an assistant. You want an assistant. You can pay her hourly or pay him or her hourly, whatever. You need someone that can create your marketing pieces and that can do your flyers and that can, take that time, because you're spending hours, because I'm not good at graphic design. I'm not good at those things. You're spending so much time on this and your skills are better elsewhere. And I just thought, how can I honestly say, I started with $1,000 a month, okay?
Yeah.
That I'm going to put $1,000 a month into an assistant. Like, that was scary. I don't even, am I going to get a deal next? I don't know when my next deal's coming, because I didn't have my systems in place. And the second I hired this assistant, she has been a game changer. I have had her now for this whole time. She doesn't even live, she lives in Texas, but she does all of my marketing stuff. She creates all of my branding, all of my logo stuff, all of those things. If I need postcards, if I need new signs made, then I can just kind of send it all to her. Now, I know people have AI now that can do a lot more, so that's good, but she has been a lifesaver. So having a coach helped me with that. And the second thing for me with that coach was accountability. I had to meet with that coach weekly. And it was like, oh my gosh, did I make phone calls this week? Did I talk to anybody? Did I do anything, that I was supposed to do? So accountability was huge.
Accountability is hard. Yes.
It is hard. And especially, like, we run our own businesses. We're 1099 employees. We can do whatever we want with our own business.
Oh, yeah.
But so that means I could decide not to take a shower and not walk out the door today if I don't want to do it, right? Like, I could just stay home.
It's totally up to you.
So accountability. And that's what I teach the new agents too. Like, you guys, you run your own business. This business works. It's up to you if it's going to work. And the third thing is the systems. I am really happy with how I have developed my systems with my sphere of influence in particular.
Oh, really?
I work mostly by referral, and my sphere is my bread and butter. I'm really grateful for them, but they hear from me they definitely consistently hear from me monthly. They hear from me in I have events, quarterly. We just do all of these things to really try to engage and interact with our sphere.
I would love to kind of dive deeper into that. So with your flows and your systems, do you do email? Do you do social media? Mailers? What works for you?
What works for me? So the very top thing I do is a top 50. I worked with Workman Success Systems. So I don't know if you've interviewed anyone with Workman, but that was my coaching program that I went through at the beginning. So I have, my database has labels. So I have everyone in my database, and they're labeled with different tags. Top 50 A clients, B clients, and my top 50, which occasionally get to top 75, but I call them top 50.
Yeah.
They get something in the mail from me every month without fail. So it's a little gift. It's something of value. Every single month, no matter what, they'll get something in the mail. It comes in a green package, which is one of my logo colors. So they know it's coming from me. People get excited about it. Sometimes it's gift cards. Sometimes it's just a quote. Sometimes it's school supplies. Sometimes it's, some gum. Sometimes it's an origami flower, or it's a playlist that we put together, or it's a newsletter about real estate. But every month they receive something from me in the mail to help me be top of mind. So physical mail has been huge. And then I do pop buys as well every quarter. So every quarter we're doing, me and my team, which is just a couple other agents, we will do our pop buys where we actually physically drop something off at their door.
Knock.
And then
have a
actually
conversation
talk
with them.
And then we also send postcards, Christmas cards. Everyone gets a birthday card with a gift card on their birthdays and a house anniversary card. So any of the sales or purchases, they get a house anniversary card on the anniversary of the day they purchased their home.
That's so fun. I've never had somebody talk about a house anniversary.
And that comes with a gift card as well.
Yeah.
So most of my marketing dollars are spent, but on my sphere, not on leads. I don't spend money on outside leads, but this is where I'm making my money. This is where I know it's coming from.
Do you ever ask for referrals, or do you feel like people just naturally already do that?
I wish I was better at that.
Okay.
I do sometimes ask for referrals, but I am not as consistent and scripted as I sometimes wish I could be. But I have been very blessed. It just it happens. And I think it's because you work hard, right?
Yeah.
I try to be a really good agent, and I really want people to know that, hey, I'm here to support you. I'm here to take you through this tough time. And so, I mean, I was just on my way down here talking with someone that called me because the brother said, you got to call Carolyn. She's the best. She called me and said, hey, I want to sell my house. I already have a buyer, I think, for it, but that buyer needs to sell her house. So I just gave her your name. So, I mean, you've got three people in a line there, just luckily for sending, just luckily referring me on those things. Whenever I get a referral, by the way, so you can't legally pay for referrals. We all know that.
Nope.
We cannot do that until, the end. You can pay to a certain amount, $250. But whenever I get a referral, I make sure I make an effort. I don't advertise this, that I either send a sugar wish, if you've heard of those, or a thank you card with a gift card to the person that referred me, even if I don't ever work with the person they're referred with. So it's an instant system where they get texted as Sugar Wish. Sugar Wish is just a company that you can text person and say, hey, you can pick out some candy. Thanks for choosing me. They get to choose what candy they want. It shows up in this really cute candy box, and it just shows up, and I love it. So, so it's a magical quick text over there. So I just, even no matter what, just hey, thanks for thinking of me. Even if I never work with the person that they referred.
Or anything,
So I make sure that system's in place too. So systems have been really important to me.
How long do you feel like it actually took you from getting this coaching to getting your systems where you wanted them to be?
I think you're always adjusting on systems, right?
Yeah.
Because you always have to adjust and play with your database, because sometimes you're pulling people in and out of top 50, you're moving some things around. But having that coach at that time really put that into place. It took me maybe a couple years to get the system going, but having my assistant be the person, my assistant sends everything out. So it's not me. My assistant puts everything together, sends everything out, mails everything. I mean, it's just in place and ready to go.
Yeah.
So.
No, I love that. I feel like sometimes there could be like a quick system that I'm like, oh yeah, I'll just like implement that. And I'm like, oh, dang it. That's not what I wanted to happen.
I
And then
know.
you're changing it. And as you're growing too, like you were saying, your top 50 could be a top 75. It could be a top 100. Like you never know. People go in and out of systems, flows, all the stuff. So
Yeah.
I totally get it.
Yeah, and in this case, I'm trying to limit. I have many more people than 50 people in my database, of course.
Yes.
But I'm trying to make those people feel special because they are. They're really important and special to me. I want them to know that they are my most important people. So I really try to kind of keep that a little closer because I could technically say, no, I'm going to do this to 500 people.
Yeah.
And see what that return might be. At this point, I'm not quite producing enough money to probably make that work, but I do know some other agents that are very successful that do send out things monthly to other agent, to 500 people. So yeah, I think it kind of depends, but.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing those.
Yeah.
With you said you're consistently teaching new agents. How many agents do you feel like you have helped get started?
What a good question. I don't know the answer to that.
That's okay.
We have, oh gosh, I don't even know the answer to that. I have, probably at least 10 to 15 agents at a time in the mentor group.
Mm-hmm.
So they kind of go through the system at the time. And then I keep in touch with those agents after they leave the mentor group. As we know, we work in an 80-20 business where for sure, 20% of the agents are doing 80% of the deals. 80% of the agents are doing 20% of the deals, right? It's absolutely Pareto principle. That's what we're doing. And so a lot of my new agents are choosing to be part-time agents. They don't want to do a ton of volume. I think that's great for them. Again, they get to run the business that they want to run.
Yeah.
But it's been really nice to just have all of these people that I've gotten to know that I can work with and help, and that they can help me too in return in the years that follow. What one of my biggest joys is seeing when one of my mentees that I have trained becomes one of the top agents. Like we do a top 10 retreat in our brokerage every year. And so the top 10% of the company gets to go do a retreat. And when it's some of my agents that I've been able to train are now at that retreat, it is awesome. That's probably one of the biggest joys. I love that.
Yeah, it really hits the heart.
It does, because it's just so fun to see.
Oh, so fun.
Yeah.
When do you guys do your retreat?
We usually do it in February. Just after all the numbers come back and, you do all
for
of
the whole year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
How many of your agents did you see there this year?
This last year that I had trained?
Yeah.
I think I had 3 or 4 of the ones from
that are now top agents.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
You get to see them grow, and
oh my gosh, it's so cool.
them.
Yeah, it's so cool. And it's even cooler if they can do better than me. I'd love it. Go for it. Do as good as you can. That's so great.
Oh, that's amazing. When your deals get stressful or emotional, how do you kind of help the client stay focused and confident?
I think that's really important that I don't let the emotion go crazy. Mm-hmm. Right now, I'm trying to negotiate 2 different deals, one with a lot of mold in the house with first-time home buyers, and we're trying to negotiate it, figure it out. They have been really nervous, and I think part of the approach that I've been able to help them with is, hey, let's get the right people in there to really walk you through it. Let's get the professionals in there to really walk you through it. So number one is I'm not saying, oh my gosh, this is terrible. There's mold all over this house. What are we going to do? It's more of a, hey, let's really assess this.
Yeah.
I've got the right connections. Let's get some other inspectors in here, maybe do another test. And competency and the knowledge on how a contract works, I really hope helps them calm down a little bit. Like you guys are still in the driver's seat. You're able to get out of this if you need to get out of this. Let's figure out what we can do that way. But I think it really helps if I can keep myself calm.
Yeah.
That's going to make such a difference.
That's true. There was an article I was reading that was talking about, I don't want to compare them to kids, but like when you react to like something happening and little kids see you, they kind of react the same way. They're like, if you react like kind of scared, they're like, oh, we're scared. Like, so
I would say amen to that. Yes, it is. It's all about like, what am I? They mirror your behavior, right?
Yeah. They're like watching you.
I use the word typical, or I use that word a lot. So typically we see when we have a mold problem that it's best to maybe get 1 or 2 tests or something, something like that. But I try to use that word. Like often we see so that people are like, this isn't just a one-time thing, right? This happens.
This is normal.
Sometimes mold is in houses.
Yes.
Sometimes there's radon in houses. Typically we work on figuring that out. We ask the seller for that concession, or we ask them to get the mitigation system put in. But if I can kind of just, hey, we're going to normalize this as best we can. Now, there have been times in my career where you've been like, whoa, I have never seen this before. And I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I have said that before. But for the most of the time, you can kind of use, hey,
quickly,
it's okay. This is what we're going to do. This is how it happens. And that's why they hire me, to be their advocate and to walk them through it.
Yeah.
So.
No, I love that. I love that you shared about how you're like, I've never seen this before. And I feel like that's also important to be like, you know what? I have actually never seen this before. Let's figure it out though. Like, typically when this happens, I go and talk to somebody that actually knows. Yeah,
there's a script from Brian Buffini that I really like for new agents. And I think we can apply it to almost everyone. But the script is, because people always ask, how long have you been an agent, right? And so what do you do as a new agent? It's really hard to say a year.
Yeah.
I've done one deal. You know what I mean? And so
I haven't done any.
Yeah, I haven't done any deals, which is more common.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the script is saying, hey, I'm newer to the business, but I am one phone call away from a team of agents that have done thousands of deals. And if you ever have a question that I don't know the answer to, I can just make a phone call and we can get those answers. So I feel like I could even use that even in my career in trying to negotiate, hey, I haven't seen this before, but I work with a network of people and network of contractors or whatever it may be. It's just a phone call away, and they've done thousands of fixes, something like that, fixes like this, so we can get the answer to it.
I love that. It kind of goes back to like, you are like not alone in this industry, but kind of like you're working on your own business.
Yeah.
So making those connections and talking to people and networking and having like people for your mold. How many people do you know that are helping people with mold or inspections? Maybe the first inspection came in, didn't really feel right. So then you get a second opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's huge. That's how you negotiate, right? You're going to need someone to come in and give you some numbers and help you out. I think that's another thing. Being further in my career, I've established a really good network of contractors, of people that can help me do the work. So I have a handyman in my back pocket. I have a cleaner in my back pocket. I have a yard guy. I have a painter. I have the carpet guy that I know I can call, that I know is going to show up for us, that I can at least get the estimates from. I think that's another trick. If I'm a new agent, if you have that already ready to go, that's going to help you out a lot in your career.
Yeah. Oh, I really love that. What do you feel like is a misconception that people still have about like today's market?
I hear it all the time that people just say, I'll never be able to afford a house.
Oh, I hear that too.
All the time. I've got to move to a different state. My child will never be able to afford a house. And you know what? Prices are higher. Interest rates are higher. But it's all about knowledge. There are loan programs and there are ways. In fact, I had a new client not long ago, and they really did not know. They thought for sure to buy a new home, they had to have 20% down.
Oh, no.
For sure they had to.
Yeah.
And they just said, I don't know how I'm going to save enough. They had no idea who to talk to. They had no idea you can buy a house for no money down, depending on what's going on. So I feel like there's a big misconception about just they're just never going to be able to buy a home.
Yeah.
So that's what I feel like I need to have the competency as an agent and as a professional in this business to not fall down that rabbit hole and say, you're right. Prices are terrible. You're right. Of course, I'm not going to do that.
No.
I say, hey, let me tell you some options at least. Let's talk about it a little more.
It's funny that you say that because I hear my friends say that all the time. Oh, I'm never going to be able to buy a house, or I'm like, guys, it's actually like as soon as you actually get into real estate, I'm like with new build or new construction, they always have incentives.
Yeah, that's a great direction.
There's great incentives that can be given. And I feel like most construction companies have some.
Yeah, a lot of builders, most of our builders right now are willing to put forth a big effort to get those buyers. So lower interest rates or a lot of concessions. So new builds do that. But you know what? Sellers, even resale right now, sometimes I'm kind of like, let's just ask. We're going to ask. Help us buy down this rate. I mean, sellers are like, I mean, they may be like, oh, at the beginning, but towards the end, they're like, yep, what can I give you? I have sellers who are like, please bring me an offer. Let me give you whatever you want. You know, we're kind of in a fun market, frankly, for buyers because there's a lot of really good ways that they can save. You know,
I love that. Just ask. Just ask. Honestly, what's the worst that you can get?
Right. Exactly.
No.
Well, and hopefully you have an agent that knows what to ask for and knows how to ask. So that's my advice too. That I would do that.
Yeah. I helped some agents. It was a while back, but the clients really liked the dining table. Loved the dining table.
Okay.
Oh, do you think they'll let us keep the dining table? And I was just like listening on the other side, don't really, and the agent was like, that is a personal item, but like we can ask to see. They're moving out of state. They were going to sell it on Facebook Marketplace anyway. They left it there.
So not even a big deal.
Nope, not a big deal. They left it there. So honestly, the worst thing you can do is not ask.
Yeah.
Not ask.
Good comment. I totally agree. Yeah. So I would hate for people to be like, this is a terrible market. It's not. There's so many good things happening in this market. It's exciting. There's so many things that I have been able to see that's been really positive. A lot of hard things too.
Yeah.
There's been some hard things. Trying to adjust sellers' perception on thinking they can get a certain price when reality is a little bit different, right?
Yeah.
That's probably been my hardest thing right now is getting my sellers to lower their expectation on what they think the value of their home might be.
Yeah. How do you go about that hard conversation? Because that's a hard conversation when a client is like up in the clouds and you're like, you know what? We're actually going to stay up down in the ground.
Yeah. I think this is where you're using stats a lot more and just saying, okay, well, let's look at a few things. How many days on market have certain properties been? They were priced at this level and they've dropped and dropped and dropped. There's statistics that show that if you're not having like a precise pricing strategy, that it's just a huge disservice. It's sitting. And you're going to end up dropping even more because you decided not to have precise pricing at the very beginning. I've gotten, I think, to a little bit of a point in my career where when I have extremely unrealistic clients, I'm letting them go. I'm saying, it is unfair of me to meet with you and tell you that we can sell your house for $1 million when the market is showing us that it would be priced better around 800.
Yeah.
And I want to be fair with you today. I'd rather be fair with you today than you being frustrated 3 months down the road.
Yeah.
And so I feel like it usually works, especially if I'm able to show them, correctly and consistently. And sometimes I end up paying for outside appraisers to come in and just say, okay, can we get an appraisal? If you're feeling this bad about this, or feeling like it's so off, let's look at maybe getting an official appraisal before we list. So sometimes that as well.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, one final question, actually. We are pretty close on time. What is a piece of advice that you would be, even though you've already given so many good advices to newer agents, but what is one more piece to give to newer agents that you kind of want to give them?
So I would say you have got to wake up every day and decide you're going to do something in real estate. So I would physically put a whiteboard up in your room or on the wall. I would put as something you're going to do that day and check it off like a checklist. I think the hardest thing that new agents have is they don't know what to do. They just don't know what the step is.
You get lost.
And so, I mean, there's so many steps, write down your entire sphere. Figure out, even if it's on a piece of paper, write down who you know, write down their phone numbers and email addresses. Even if it's in an Excel spreadsheet or something, that's one step. But just take a step every day, because in our business, it's so easy just not to work.
Yeah.
And you're a new agent, and it's not going to come easy if you choose not to work. So get up, get out of bed, take a shower, and do one thing a day. Just do it. Make yourself do one thing a day.
Oh, that's amazing. Thank you so much for coming on the show. And I really appreciate your time and all the amazing advice that you gave today. So thank you so much.
This is fun. Thank you so much for letting me be here.
Yes,
it's really
of course.
Fun.
And we will catch you guys on the next episode.
We hope you enjoyed this episode. Please rate us, like us, and share this podcast with our real estate community. The Nova Show Real Estate Record, sharing raw stories of real estate, failures, lessons, wins, and successes. This is all from Novation Title, bringing a different experience into your world so that we can all uplift each other. Until next time.